The love of wisdom, or commonly known as philosophy, is a study of knowledge, in other words, thinking about thinking. More than that, philosophy is a way to understand our thoughts upon the existence and reality.
In the prescholastic area, there were two philosophers who contradict each other, Heraclitus and Permanides. Notwithstanding, both of them believe that the universe can essentially be reduced to one fundamental essence. Also, they are considered the founders of ontology and the issue of one and many, and thus pivotal in the history of Western philosophy and metaphysics. How it was mentioned, these philosophers were Heraclitus and Permanides. Who was Heraclitus? Heraclitus of Ephesus was a pre-Socratic Ionian Greek philosopher. He was a naturalist philosopher because the fact that he believed that nature was the beginning of existence, so that religion is not the strength of him. Theory. Heraclitus' philosophy consisted that change is commonly called becoming, and can be seen in a dialectical relationship and contrasted with Parmenides' concept of being. Everything was in constant change. He considered it as the fire as the arch, the most fundamental element which gave rise to other elements in life, just as Thales with water or Anaximenes with air. In few words, he said that every single object or being in life is in constant change and will never become what was in the past. It is like updating something on yourself constantly in a voluntary way. Because Heraclitus established that everything was in constant change, the most common example that is used to reference Heraclitus is a river. The river is a manifestation of change. As it flows, the river is in constant movement, which carries on that will never come back to the same as it was in the past. This metaphor can also be applied as we as humans and the fact that we're never going to be as the past. As the time passes, people live new experiences and learn from them, which make unique experiences and knowledge from learn. So that, for example, Marco Antonio Santos in February 9 is an average person, but the night passed and the next day Marco Antonio is a new person that lived a new experience different from his past version. This is an example of Heraclitus' philosophy. Who was Parmenides?
Parmenides of Elea was a pre-Socratic Greek philosopher. As the first philosopher to inquire into the nature of existence itself, he is incontrovertibly credited as the father of metaphysics. As the first to employ deductive arguments, he competes with Aristotle for the title Father of Logic. Parmenides has traditionally been viewed as pivotal figure in the history of philosophy, one who challenged the physical system of his predecessors and set forth his successors the metaphysical criteria any successful system must meet.
Theory. Parmenides' philosophy consists in whatever it is and what is not cannot be. He says that A is not, can never be thought or said truthfully, and thus, despite the appearance, everything exists as one giant, unchanging thing. This is one of the first antitheses into philosophical concept of being, conflicted with Heraclitus' statement that no man ever steps into the same river twice. As Permanides believes things only exist and cannot not exist, a clear example of Parmenides' thoughts is an object that has an essence and a purpose which can change. However, still is gonna be the same object. This can be related with reality, which Permanides said that everything is one thing that always gonna be the same. A clear example could be a table. The function of it is us for work, read, write, or put our stuff on it. But if I use it as a bed, still is going to be a table. What is changing is my vision of it. Conclusion.
conclude, as we already seen, Permanides and Heraclitus have very different thoughts. For one part, Permanides said that the things or everything cannot change, and everything is only one thing that is always gonna be that. In the other side, we have Heraclitus that says that everything changes and nothing is the same. These thoughts about reality have just one common thing, that is that they are talking about the essence of everything.
Having a philosophical thinking is not just like asking yourself questions or like investigating about something via asking. It also implies like understanding another people's points of view, like their way to see the life or things. That's the true way to find like the true philosophy or like the X in the equation. Here in this project we can see like this X by seeing the best parts of Heraclitus and with Permanides, and like the best way to find like the equation could be like taking the best of their point of view and creating your own theory or like your own philosophy from them.